Go.
Hello, Bruins fans, and welcome to episode 68 of Bruins Beat, brought to you by CLNS Radio. I'm Mike with Jason and Joe. The gang's back together this week, guys, after we had a great guest in Mark last week. Joe was obviously couldn't make the show last week. He was too busy on his fancy corporate dinner, so he didn't want to join us.
You know what? It sucks being me. You know, Mark came in and performed admirably, but you know what? There's only one Joe Gill. That's all I gotta say about that.
There is only one Papa Bruin, that is right. But
oh yeah, Papa Bruin's pissed. But we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, and at first I was going to be all excited to get all three of us back together and talk about the Bruins week, especially after they got two big wins out on the West Coast, obviously in Vancouver and Calgary, and I was feeling the same way you were, Joe, after the Edmonton game. A blip on the radar, it happened.
Yeah.
It was just one of those games where Edmonton was the better team. The Bruins didn't show up in the first period. They got down early, and it was just one of those games where nothing seemed to be going right. And I was like, you know what? They bounced back after a loss with Cassidy as the coach numerous times before. They haven't lost more than two in a row. And then then you said even losing to Edmonton, okay, they gave up 2 points to Edmonton, but Edmonton's in the Western Conference. That's not going to kill them. Mm-hmm. The games that you were worrying about were two games coming up, or you can even say the week coming up with Ottawa and Toronto back-to-back nights, and the first one being Toronto. And the Bruins lose a heartbreaker in Toronto, and then they lose another heartbreaker against Ottawa. So now the Bruins are on a 3-game losing streak. And before we break down the games and stuff that happened inside the game, I just want to ask you two: Are we in store for another collapse?
Choke City,
collapse and choke from the Boston Bruins again? Are we in store for that?
No.
I don't know if I can handle it.
Here's why.
I don't know if I can handle it.
I'm going to say it's outright.
Mr. Optimistic.
The answer is no, because the team's actually fighting. Last year at this time period, we all kind of expected it because the team kind of lost fight and they quit. You don't see that in this team. Not with the way Tuukka's playing. Tuukka's played spectacular the last 2 games. You couldn't ask for any better play from that goaltender.
You would know from the Tuukka haters, yet again, blaming him, thinking he sucks, they should get rid of him. And I said, we're going to have another choke for 3rd year in a row. And someone said to me, believe it or not, who's been the common denominator in those 3 years? I'm like, oh my God.
No, there's been no common denominator. The denominator has been the way that this team is built. The team's built and they're struggling on defense. It's defense that's giving it up. It's the penalty kills at the wrong time, the pointless penalties. Dominic Moore did it both games, which is an issue.
Hold it. The Toronto, that was a BS.
I think both, and to be completely honest, I think both were BS calls. So we're on the same page there. But
the
Ottawa one was not a BS call. That was the stupidest penalty I've ever seen. Torrey Krug skates right down the middle of the lane, ties the game up against Ottawa, and everyone knows when Ottawa gets a lead, they play that stupid trap style that no one likes to watch, and it's so boring. And the Bruins finally break through it and score a goal to tie it, and not even a minute and a half later, Dominic Moore slashed the guy's stick out of his hands. That was a penalty.
But you know what? But back in the day, when hockey wasn't like tiddlywinks or tennis, that would not be a penalty unless you broke the stick in half. So
but he did slash it out of his hands.
Yeah, but that was a weak slash. He slashed it out of his hand, but come on, you just let the stick go.
Yeah.
You don't do that. You just tied the game up. Don't slash the guy's stick. The refs last night were calling almost everything if you guys against Ottawa. The Bruins were shorthanded pretty much. Majority. They had 4 penalties called within the first 23 minutes of the game.
Mike, do you get a trophy if you come in second? I'm just curious.
No,
that was so much crap, dude. The penalty in the Toronto game, which directly cost them the game, because Dominic Moore was better on his skates than the other clown. That was just egregious, as Cassidy said. That was just horrific. That was the point where
I agree with you on that. I agree. The Toronto one was bad. The Toronto one was really, really bad.
Area 42, grassy knoll, all this crap. This was Russia and Trump. This is all the conspiracy crap because they want Toronto in the playoffs because they had some bad calls there. That was some just horrible calls.
Well, the refs were doing a good job of letting stuff go up until that point.
Yes, you can't do that. You either go one way or the other. You cannot go flip flop back and forth. That's what they mentioned on the radio too. That was just bad in every way. And Tuukka played his ass off, and that's the only reason that game was even close, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and Rask did play lights out against Toronto, I thought, too. But you said the Bruins should have at least gotten to overtime and gotten a point. But the refs got in the way. But then, there's nothing new. Unfortunately, it sucks. It does. It sucks for everyone. It sucks that the Bruins had to play it back-to-back after getting a dreadful call calling us in Toronto. But then they play Ottawa, and I just think Dominic Moore should know better. And look, if you want to say it's not a penalty to slash, it's whatever. we can agree or disagree on that. Whatever. But just at the time and the situation, the refs were calling a tight game last night. They were calling a lot of stuff. Both teams had a decent amount of power plays. Dominic Moore is supposed to be a veteran on this team. He's supposed to know better, and he takes a stupid penalty. And he puts Ottawa on the power play. The one that I have more of a complaint about that got called was the Adam McQuaid when he dove and deflected the puck off Stallberg's
Stallberg.
And Stallberg dove on the Olympic diving team.
That was cheap.
And they
that
score
Stallberg
on that
play was cheap. That should have been an embellishment penalty on Stallberg.
Oh, beyond. I mean, I didn't see it live. I actually saw it on the replay. I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" He looked like he was shot with a high-powered rifle from the upper deck. Maybe it was Neely shot him.
Isn't the letter of the law if you get the puck first and take out the guy after? It's not a penalty?
I thought so.
That's the letter of the law. You got the puck first, and then Stallberg fell forward. I've never seen someone fall forward that gets hit from the side. I've never seen something like that in my entire life. That was the call that pissed me off more. I was pissed that Dominic Moore took the first penalty. I mean, the last penalty in Ottawa. But that one against McQuaid was brutal. And I was watching the game with my father, and I even said, watch, they're going to score here because of that terrible call. And what do you know? They score.
You know what? It's a loser's lament if you blame the refs, but they were very impactful calls. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I thought, as we all talked about, I thought Edmonton was a blip. I thought it was just like, good road trip back to back. They're gonna have a clunker. I didn't, losing these two games. Here's the deal with them.
The losses, and specifically that game, the Bruins fought. On what little rest they had for that Ottawa game, that team fought, and Tuukka Rask fought, and I think for me that was the most impressive thing. I do not see this team quitting down the stretch.
Everybody gets a trophy. It's all fine and dandy. I know this team definitely has a different temperament than the other 2 years. I mean, the other 2 years was just they didn't give a rat's ass. Grand this team does, but they have to find a way to get in the playoffs. Second place. You know what second place is? First loser. So they have to get
in.
Are
you quoting Dale Earnhardt or his dad?
The second period for the Bruins last night was really good. They had the puck in the Ottawa zone pretty much the entire time.
Oh no, I meant second place. Like if you don't make the playoffs, you're the best loser. Like that's
exactly. They didn't score, so that's the problem.
That's the problem.
They're back to the way of not scoring.
Yep. Marchand. It's been basically, if you think about the whole year, it's pretty much been the Pasternak and Marchand. I know Krejci's been a little hot lately. Show.
And I was just going to break. Now that you said that, Joe, I was going to bring that up. Matt Coleman kind of wrote in an article today about Pasternak having to get back to scoring in order to help carry this team.
No, it's
true. He hasn't scored for 2 games. I mean, I don't want to sit here and he scored against Edmonton. I'm not going to sit here and say Pasternak's to blame.
He has 31 goals. Yeah,
Pasternak's not even close to the blame. I don't know if I agreed with that article because. Can't really place it all on Pasternak and Marchand, who are both. Marchand's going to be a 40-goal scorer.
That's the problem. If these two guys don't score, what else do the Bruins have?
Well, I mean, Bert. To your point, yes. I mean, Backus has kind of a little hot lately, but he's still not where we thought he was going to be. Bolesky is useless. Jimmy Hayes doesn't play anymore. Riley Nash sucks. I mean, Spooner hasn't done really much lately. So it's after the first 1.5 lines, if you will. It just drops off a cliff. So if any of those guys hit a little slump, if they go through a little slump right now, they're in deep crap. But here's the thing. They can right the ship because the Islanders, the way the Bruins have a shot at 2 spots. They have a shot at third and they have a shot at wild card. So they had to put the Islanders away. They had to put them away. Tampa Bay's kind of still hovering around. Tampa lost to Arizona the other night at home, and Arizona's terrible. So if they lose to Tampa tomorrow night, luckily I'll be at a concert, so I don't have to sit in front of it because I'll probably have agita and have heartburn and all that stuff.
Who are you going to see?
Candlebox. You guys don't know who they are. But anyway,
okay, yes, I know who you're talking about.
90 show. Anyway, but the thing is with that is if they lose these next 2 games, or even if they lose tomorrow night, it's time to really kind of crap your pants.
Seriously. These next 2 games are. I mean, these last 2 games be pretty much silver must wins, but these next 2 are absolutely must wins. But even if they make. But the one problem that I have with them losing both games to Toronto and Ottawa is, yes, there's 2 spots open, but you don't want to be the wild card team playing the Capitals or the Penguins in the first round because what the hell is fun in that? You're going to get absolutely swacked.
They play the Penguins decent. They are terrible against the Capitals. So depends on the matchup.
Yeah, but it does depend on the matchup. But I mean, the Penguins are the Stanley Cup champions from a year ago. The Washington Capitals have the Bruins number, and Braden Holtby has the Bruins number throughout his career.
Oh,
you don't want to play those. You don't want to play those 2 teams in the first round. You want to stay in the division and play Montreal or play Ottawa. But the one big defining factor of the Bruins season right now? They are friggin' 0-7 against Ottawa and Toronto combined.
I know, huh?
That is pathetic.
Yeah,
It gets worse when you get the other stats when you say they're 0-9 against a certain 3 teams.
Well, they better against Montreal. Who would have thought that?
I wasn't.
They're
Yeah, well,
0-7.
Montreal is different. I wasn't talking about Montreal.
Sorry.
Like, how are you
Sorry,
0
Jason.
How are you 0-7 against 2 teams right around you in the standings? How are you 0-7? Even if they're 2-5.
Oh, I was gonna say. I was
they're
gonna say
doing
adding in the
they're a lot
Islanders,
better.
they're 0-9 at the moment. So if the Bruins lose to the Islanders, they'll be 0-9.
So
That's
here's
a good
the
point,
deal.
too. All 3 points right now that the Bruins are battling with 0-9 against. That's embarrassing.
Guys, there's certain teams every year that give, different teams different years. Like, there was a year that Carolina just owned them. They couldn't beat them for some reason. So that's how it is. I mean, Montreal used to own them. They actually won a couple games from them this year. So it's just kind of a reciprocal thing for whatever
Yeah,
reason.
but with Montreal as a Bruins fan, you kind of expect it. And as bad as it is to say Montreal, like you said, has always had the Bruins number, you just expect it. Ottawa and Toronto shouldn't be there. Shouldn't be like this.
You know what?
Look at the game last night and the game against Toronto. The Bruins are there. They're right there, and they had lost every game.
Mike, Toronto's speed kills them.
Well, yeah, it's
Quickness
because
of the kids.
because their defense sucks. That's the problem.
Yeah, right. So what happens with Toronto? They mentioned it too. When they get in their own end, they're a mess. But when they're on the offensive push, they're scary to deal with. They're very fast, young and quick and fast. Toronto goes in that old New Jersey trap from the '90s. So if you don't score the first goal, you don't get a couple goal lead, you're kind of screwed. Because they don't give you anything at all. So
yeah,
like I
Ottawa
said,
plays a boring style of hockey.
then you sprinkle in a couple bad calls, and then you're screwed. So I mean, here's the thing: they were getting asked those questions. I heard 95 was saying they're getting asked those questions in the locker room. Is this going to be another collapse? I guess Torrey Krug said, "No way. They have to. The veterans have to nut up Backus, Krejci, Chara, Berge, Marshall, all those guys, and get these guys like rah rah rah. Let's go. We're not going to let this defeat us. We have to win these games. Plus, they got what? 7 of the last 9 at home. No excuse.
Yeah, there's really not. And someone mentioned that the Sports Hub earlier, and you mentioned the Sports Hub. I wasn't able to listen a lot today, but said that the Bruins have to win 6 out of their remaining 9 games to get in, and I think that's pretty much accurate. That's an accurate statement.
Well, at this point last year, they needed to win 5 out of the remaining 5 to get in. They couldn't do it. But this year feels different. I feel like they can beat the Islanders at some point. They can beat the Lightning. They're going to beat the Stars hands down. There's games that they can win.
I don't want to say hands down anymore because remember, Jason, you know how I was last year with this team. I was like, they're getting into the playoffs. They're making it. Mm-hmm. You remember, Jason? I was holding out hope all last year. They're making.
Yeah, and I was the one that said it wasn't going to happen. I remember this. This is a tale of 2 people switching sides at the moment.
Yeah,
no, I'm not saying they're definitely going to make. They're definitely not going to make it. But I'm just feeling very uneasy with these last 3 games. And it was a 3-game losing streak that they just had, and they haven't lost more than 1 game in a row under Cassidy. And now all of a sudden the pressure's getting turned up. You're playing against good competition, and the Bruins have just lost 3 in a row.
Dude, they last week.
But there's a difference between this year and last year. At this point last year, you could tell that there was a quit in the team, specifically in the last game and the games before. Right now, what you see in all 3 of those losses is a team that did not quit. That Edmonton game was a fluke.
No points, bud. Jason, no points. Didn't get any points. Doesn't matter. You don't get a ribbon for playing hard.
And Torrey Krug said it last night after the game. There's no more. Like
we already said this before Claude got fired.
No more brownie points.
Right?
You gotta get points.
Claude put them in such a hole.
Right.
No, I should say Claude. The team. I can't just say Claude. The whole team played so bad, and I think Sweeney and Neely waited too long to pull the trigger, and they dug themselves a hole, and they had to play basically 675 hockey to be where they're at. Win almost 7 out of 10 games every time. So right now they're 12-5 under him right now, 12-6, which is still better than Claude ever did in over 18 games the last year or so. But their last week of the season is brutal too. Chicago, Tampa, Ottawa, and Washington.
The Bruins are undefeated against Tampa, so if the Bruins beat Tampa those 2 games, there's 2 wins right there. They beat Dallas, there's 3 wins. It's going to be tough. I can't say it's not going to be tough, but it's possible.
A good thing I heard I also was out. I was obviously reading into some of the stats with the Bruins these past few games, and do you know that they're 9-0 against teams that aren't in the playoffs, and they're 3-6 against teams that are in the playoffs? What does that go to show you? They can't play against. They can't win against good teams. They're just not. They can beat up on the crap teams.
They made a good point. They're beating the teams that they should beat, and they can't beat the teams they should have to persevere and beat.
Right, and so the games that you're competing with like Toronto and Ottawa, those are the games that you need to win. Like I said earlier, the Edmonton game was bad, and I thought it was just going to be a blip on the radar. But you'd rather have a game like that against Edmonton because they're in the other conference, and you don't have to worry about them. It's these last two games that have been killers for the Bruins.
Well, they beat Toronto. They put Toronto in a spot. Now they said an article I read too that they said they barely control their own destiny, which is absolutely true. Toronto got 2 games in hand too. I don't know if they're playing tonight, but
yeah, they were up 2-0 the last time I checked.
Oh, Pissa, awesome! That's great. Good news.
So that's why that game on Monday was huge, and it was absolutely massive.
Oh, 2-2 now. 2-2. Blue Jackets tied it.
Oh, Blue Jackets. Oh, they're playing the Blue Jackets. Wow, the Blue Jackets are a good team.
That's huge.
It kind of came out of nowhere, by the way. The Blue Jackets. That's kind of weird.
And Rangers got the Islanders. So if the Maple Leafs and Islanders can lose tonight, that's pretty big. So.
Well, yeah, obviously the Bruins need that. And I was actually listening to Dave Gaucher on the Toucher and Rich this morning. Well, it was Johnson and Flynn for Toucher and Rich, but Gaucher was on, and he was saying the last regular season date is April 9th, but the Bruins' last game is April 8th. And all the rest of the teams the Bruins are battling with all play on that Sunday.
Oh, God.
So he was saying it could be literally a heart attack waiting to happen on that Sunday if it's like your scoreboard watching, pretty much kind of what we're doing tonight. That would be an absolute nightmare.
Hey, my thing is too that I kind of made I guess it's kind of a sexual joke. It's like they get us all excited and we think we're back in the game, and then they leave us with blue balls. I mean, that's basically what it is. They just leave us with blue balls. I mean, this is what's going on. The hot girl, you get back in a groove, and then you think everything's good, and then you're ready to, okay, this is it. This is like, and she's like, I gotta go. What? Like, this is what's going on. Like, I'd rather have them just tank the whole season, just crap. Because here's what the thing is: they're becoming in limbo now. 9th and 10th place doesn't do you crap because you don't get a good draft pick.
Yeah.
You got to either be at the bottom.
Remember when? You remember we were talking about the team obviously probably a month or so ago when they were playing really bad with Claude, and we were discussing about how they should, like you said, don't be stuck in limbo and finish 9th or 10th. If you're gonna suck, just suck and lose and be in the top 5.
Take a palooza. Yeah, because they're in limbo now, man. It's I don't know.
And,
they gotta.
But I think this is a good. Go ahead, Joe.
No, you mentioned how the matchups and all. I just want them to get in. I don't care who they play at this point. I just want them to get in and maybe make a little noise, even if they don't win the first round. Win a few games and let me pretend that I have a social life after April 9th. Let's just pretend that happens. You know what? I just want them in because I've been 2.5, 3. It hasn't been a good taste in my mouth with this team since 13.
Well, I think getting in would be good though for like Carlo and Pashnik and some of the younger players that you have that could be looked at as the future of this team.
Yeah. I need Mike and Jason. I need playoff hockey. I need it in my life. When you're in your mid-40s and you have a kid, you don't go out that often. And then when you play hockey, you go, honey, when the Bruins are in the playoffs, you go, honey, I'm going out with the guys to watch the hockey game. She hates hockey anyway. And that's my out. I need it. You guys are young. Jason's going on 22 dates a week.
You don't go there.
Making playing hockey. What do I got?
You got the Bruins. So
well, boys, before we lose mark on this, do we want to announce our special guest real quick?
Ooh, how can we do this? All right, let's see if we can have people. I don't know. Should we have them try to guess it?
It's going to be tough for them to guess.
No, I don't think so. Let me just look at. You talk a little bit longer. Let me look up something, and then we'll do the announcement.
What do you mean? What are you doing, Aaliyah? What are you looking up?
I'm using the Google machine.
I'm
trying to see what this certain person played.
You're using the Google?
This guy played on the Bruins. Just tell him that. Make them guess the rest.
You ruined everything. Shush.
All right, Jason, let's let Joe live in his glory for a second.
Yeah, you know what? Oh, thanks, guys. Jesus.
I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt.
I can't even spell the guy's name. I'm so terrible.
You can't even spell his name? Just go to your email.
It's just not coming up for whatever reason. Oh, that's why. That's why, because they didn't use his full name. They used his nickname. Okay. All right. Should I do it? Should I put it out there?
Ahead. Yeah.
Okay. Our guest on Monday at 8:15 played from the Boston Bruins from 1991 when Jason and Mike were just glimmering in their dad's eyes to 1996, and he wore number 17, and he was a great penalty killer. Who is he?
Does
anyone know in the chat? We're going to do this for like about a minute. Number 17, played from like 91, 96. Great penalty killer. Number 17, who is he? Leach, wrong. Stephen Leach, that's hilarious. No, good job. Dave Poulin. Sean Bates. Oh, Trevor Hodgson. Congratulations. Dave Reed of the NHL Network will be our special guest. Very excited.
Yeah, we're gonna have Dave. We're gonna have Dave Reed. That is too priceless. We did get somebody to guess it. Dave Reed from the Boston Bruins.
What?
Dave Reed. I'm fired up for that because if I watch him on the NHL. Yeah, I watch him on the NHL Network all the time. I'm pretty fired up for it. He does a great job on the NHL Network, and I'm stoked to have him on and ask him some questions about the Bruins. And it could be either more sunshine or it could be more doom and gloom. I mean, next week is like what, a week, 2 weeks left of the season, pretty much.
Oh, Leafs went up 3-2. Crap. Damn it all, guys.
You guys there?
I'm still here.
No, the Leafs went up 3-2.
Is Mike losing his Wi-Fi again?
Oh, Jimmy hates Wi-Fi.
No, can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I don't. You guys just didn't. I just couldn't hear you guys for a second. I don't know what happened there, but I'm back, right?
Okay, you're good. Yeah, you're clear as day.
You're kind of like the Verizon guy. Can you hear me now? Good. How about now? Good. Even though
I can't wait to meet you clowns on Saturday. It's gonna be good.
Even though that guy's a traitor, he actually switched networks on the commercials. He went from Verizon to Sprint. Who does that?
Yeah, you probably get so much ass.
Claude Julien actually does that.
What's Claude's record with Montreal right now? Is it like 9?
They're doing pretty well. They swept the home and home series against Ottawa right before the Bruins played them.
Oh, thank God!
They beat them twice, back-to-back games, and one in Ottawa and one in Montreal.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I'm not even looking at that right now. I'm more concerned about this Bruins team and if the Bruins are going to choke or if they're going to make it. That's what I'm concerned about. And as of right now, it's not looking great.
Sean McEachran. I hated him. Someone thought it was Sean McEachran. I met Sean. Quick story. So the Bruins used to practice in my hometown in Wilmington and Rustusha back in the day.
Yeah.
And Sean, the biggest jerks I ever met there, funny story, is I loved Andy Moog. I don't know if I told you Andy Moog's story. But I loved Andy Moog. Like, he's my idol. It was like 17, 18. He was my idol. Loved him, all this stuff. Me and my buddy waiting outside. And there's literally like me, my buddy, and like one other person. And Andy Moog comes out. He's like, all right, guys, hurry up. I'm in a rush. I'm like, dude, there's 3 people here. It'll take you about 8 minutes to sign an autograph. And he took a picture of me, and he looked like his dog got run over by a truck right in front of his eyes. He just had the worst look on his face. And I'm like, what a way to destroy a teenager's young mind and heart. And Dmitry Kovatanov, you probably remember reading about him on the Bonanza line. He was a jerk. McEachran was a jerk. Cam Neely I made laugh, but I can't tell you that story today. And I met Otzi and Bork and those guys.
Oh, look at you living in your glory.
Oh, dude, those guys were great. Oh, Bruce Shoebottom, if you ever heard about him, the dude was an ogre. He probably could have been in in Warcraft, the movie there. Because he's a scary dude. We're like, "What's up, Shoe?" And he's like,
Have you went to the new facility? Have you went to the new facility yet?
No, I've driven by it on the Pike. It's amazing. I guess the Celtics are building theirs right next door. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they are, which is pretty neat. I think it's pretty cool how the teams.
So this is my stupid old, instead of old man Logan stories, old man Gil. There you go.
Yeah. So guys, let me ask you this. So let me ask you guys this as the season's coming towards an end. So let me just do a hypothetical question for you guys. If the Boston Bruins do not make the playoffs, does that mean Bruce Cassidy will not be the coach next year? What do you guys think?
No, he will. Well, it depends. Okay, it depends. So what's this? 9 games left. There are 12 and 5 and 6 under him. 12 and 6.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, if they go in the last 9, if they win 17 games and lose whatever that difference is, and are 5 or 6 games above 500, I think you have to bring them back. I mean, they just play, like you said, Jason. They play better. They seem like the product is watchable now. It was not watchable on the clock.
Jason, what do you think?
You got to bring him back. If he, like Joe said, if he continues in the fact that the team's playing under him and they want to play.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to keep him on the team. You got to keep him a full year to see how this team works under him, because it's not completely him to blame for the Bruins losing.
I would have kept him too. Personally, I think keeping him would be the best thing to do. It's as other people are saying, there's not many other coaches out there, and like you said, Joe, they just play better under him, and I think he'd be great for like the up and coming kids. Obviously, more of the skill guys play better, it seems, under Cassidy than they did under Julian, which is fine. Which I think is exactly what you need, especially with their prospects coming up. We had a great show talking about prospects last week with Mark, but I mean, I think Cassidy is the way to go.
Yeah, with the young kids and stuff, as you said, they're only going to get younger. They're hopefully not get older. So, yeah, you got to keep him in place. I think Sweeney got his job safe too. They make good points on the radio that he's building that farm system. Before he came, there was a desolate wasteland outside of what their draft pick of Pasternak. So he's built that up. Neely's, they made a point. He has been the lone, consistent factor on their demise. So, but you know what I mean. So I think everybody stays next year. If they, if they lose 9 in a row, I think they're all gone. But I don't think that's happening. So
yeah. Before I make my next point, I just want to say, as we said, there's 9 games left, majority of them at home, and as the Bruins playoff push heats up, SeatGeek is the smartest and easiest way to get tickets to every game. With SeatGeek's seamless mobile experience, you can buy and sell tickets with just 2 taps. SeatGeek helps you find the best seats at the best prices, fully guaranteed. There's nothing like being in the stadium for the biggest plays of the year, and SeatGeek will get you closer to the action for a great value. I went to the Rangers game a few weeks back, and I used the SeatGeek app, and it was the easiest thing for me to do.
What seats did you get?
I just got balcony seats because I'm a balcony guy. I like to sit in the balcony personally. So.
I'm a balcony guy too, Mike. I just bought my Dallas Stars tickets the other day.
Yeah,
I'm a balcony guy as well. I can't afford it because I have a child.
Yeah, but SeatGeek was the easiest way for me to do it. I have the app on my phone, and you can be anywhere with just a few taps, and you can instantly find seats. Like I said, I'm a balcony, so I chose the balcony. SeatGeek is designed to make your ticket buying experience easier than ever. SeatGeek saves you time and money by searching multiple ticket sites to compare prices and find amazing deals. And to get the most bang for your buck, SeatGeek grades every ticket based on value to help you immediately identify the best seats that fit your budget. Best of all, my listeners can get $20 rebate off their first SeatGeek purchase. To get your $20 rebate on tickets, just download the SeatGeek app, go to the settings tab and click add a promo code, enter promo code Bruins Beat. SeatGeek will send you $20 after you've made your first ticket purchase. As I said, download the SeatGeek app now and enter promo code Bruins Beat today. But guys, obviously we're talking mostly about the Bruins playoff push and if they're going to make it, will they make it, who will we to blame for if they don't. And I think if they don't make the playoffs, and
you still have to blame Sweeney and Neely.
Well, no, I'm going to go even a step further, and I'm going to blame the core players that they have and they kept on this team. And I hate to do it because I love Marchand, I love Bergeron, I love Chara, and I love and Joe, I have a man crush on David Krejci. I've always defended Krejci. I always will defend David Krejci to my death. I'll defend David Krejci. I
actually think you have a pair of boxers with David Krejci's head like on the crotch.
I think they're actually pajamas.
Feety pajamas. Okay.
Feety pajamas. That's
with the Czech Republic flag or wherever he is, Slovakian. Sorry, Czech Republic.
But
on the butt. There you go.
But I'm serious. If the Bruins don't make the playoffs, I think you have to take a good long look at this leadership and the core of guys that they had, and the ones that they kept, and it's just not good. It's not good enough. And
what I'm hoping? I'm hoping right now the money they pay David back is when he earns it, because if he is, you know what I mean? He's that guy in the locker room. He's that voice. Do you remember when they lost? Was it San Jose last year? He's talking about Steve Ott, and he's crying, and he's like, "These guys fight hard." I was a Backus fan always, but it just like this guy loves the game. Like he wants to win so bad. So hopefully, he'll be one of the guys that really, step up and really speak out. I don't know why in the back of my head. I think Dominic Moore might be that guy too. I don't know why, but maybe he is. But like you said, they need it. They can't have any dissension in the ranks. They need to be on one. Like Krug said the other day, we're not going to miss the playoffs. They got to believe that, because if they let any doubt seep in, they're screwed.
Yeah, I agree. And I know people are gonna, people obviously are gonna say, "Oh, how can you defend Krejci? He doesn't do this, doesn't do that." Krejci bred the Bruins in playoff scoring. Both times the Bruins went to the Stanley Cup playoff finals. That's fact. Look it up. David Krejci was the leading NHL point playoff scorer in the playoffs the both times the Bruins went to the Stanley Cup finals. I think David Krejci is a clutch player. He has over 20 goals, and his line mates pretty much have sucked all season long. Who has he played with besides when they moved?
Did you see David Krejci has 20 goals this year?
Who's that?
I was going to say, did you just say David Krejci has 20 goals this year?
He's 21. 21 goals.
He has 21.
That's impressive for someone who's coming off the injuries that he's had. I guess I can say I was wrong in that too.
I think his career best is 23, yeah?
Yep, his career best is 23. He has 21 right now. His assists are a little bit down.
Mike is so like moist right now talking about Krejci.
No, I just feel the need to say why David Krejci is important for this Bruins team, and people will be like, he makes too much money, he does this, he does that. Can someone tell me how many goals Anze Kopitar has?
I would say 24.
He has 10.
How many goals does Louis Eriksson have? Less than that?
He only has 10 goals. Mike, Jason.
I'm still here.
Okay,
what?
Mike, Jimmy Hayes Wi-Fi.
Yeah. No, I'm here. You guys hear me?
Yeah,
You're hearing now.
Well, Kopitar only has 10 goals. That's why LA's not in the playoff structure right now. Holy crap, really?
And he makes $10 million a year. $10 million. All the contracts in the NHL are going up now. That's what it's going to be. And when David Krejci signed his contract, he was one of the best two-way centers in the game. That's what the premium is. That's what you're going to have to pay. Jonathan Toews makes $10 million a year. David Krejci has more goals than Jonathan Toews. I'm not saying that I would take. I'm not saying I would take David Krejci over Jonathan Toews, because I wouldn't. But David Krejci is a key member for this Bruins team. And can people actually tell me who his line mates have been for the past 2 seasons? Because they've really torn apart his lines every time he's played.
Since Horton and Ginla, I've forgotten by now.
Last good line was Lutin and Ginla, yes.
Exactly, and he's been playing with crap ever since. And that's the Bruins management's fault, and that's why David Krejci has struggled. And he also has been injured the past few years too. If you want to say he's injury prone, I can't argue that, because he's had some really serious injuries. But he's been playing with absolutely nobody for the past 2 years until they moved Pasternak on his line, and he's been great for this Bruins team.
You brought, just to go off that a little bit, you brought up Toews, right? You just look at Chicago. What a friggin' wagon, man. Jesus, and I thought we were close to being them 3 or 4 years ago. Not in the same hemisphere. They got the best record in the West? Unbelievable. I mean, they just every year find a way to do it. They like the Patriots, if you think about it. They just job the system. They know how to do it.
It's because their GM didn't trade all their core guys. He identified who to keep, and then he actually knows how to draft and acquire young talent, because you look at it, like you said, they've had Brandon Saad, Andrew Shaw, and they just replace them with younger players that come through a system, and that's what they do.
They can't. I mean, their guys, their core guys, Seabrook, Hossa, Duncan Keith, Kane, Toews. That's their core, and they've been consistently great.
And the problem is the Bruins should have been that.
Yes. Oh God, so painful. Let's call a spade a spade. That 13 Cup final, the Bruins could have won that final. Let's be truthful about that.
It should have at least won 7.
A couple bounces right. You remember if Ferentz went up his skate, right? One of those goals, and then you had Chris Kelly missed the ocean. If you remember that open net, which I can't even. Which too, like I said, the sad thing is Tuukka still gets the blame for that Game 6 collapse. I think everybody on the ice should be.
Yeah, but no one says anything when Rask plays good against Toronto Monday night. Or no one says anything about Rask when the Bruins give up only two goals in a 4-game sweep of Pittsburgh, who had by far the most potent offense that year, because that was the year that they traded for Ginla, and the Ginla was still putting up 30 goals when they traded for him. They also still had James Neal, Malkin, Crosby, Kunitz. Kunitz was in his prime. Come on. I mean, people will just blame Rask just to blame Rask, and I'm so sick of it.
Oh, me too. And the funny thing is that because they blame him for that loss, and they also think, if everybody remembers Tim Thomas had that historic, incredible year, and I was a Tim Thomas fan. The rest of his
But-
years, he had one Venza trophy, and he was like a little bit above average. He was not like all world.
No, what happened the next year? They lost in the first
Well, they
round
lost
to
to
Washington,
Capitals.
and
Yep,
no
they
one said
lost to
anything.
Carolina.
That wasn't Thomas's fault, right? No, of course, no,
They lost
never
to Carolina.
Thomas.
They lost to who else did they choke in the playoffs to when he was goal? Capitals, Carolina. Oh, there's another one too. I can't remember right now. Well, 10 he got hurt, and that's why Tuukka played against Philly. Of course, they blamed him for that. But no one mentions that Krejci was hot as hell, broke his wrist, and then went down the tubes. But
Wait, who got hurt? Who got hurt?
Oh, you binky.
Wait, what happened? Who changed that? What injury caused that series to change around? Oh,
Krejci.
yeah. David
Here's the thing with
Krejci.
Krejci, as we all know. This guy, when the Bruins do well in the playoffs, he is one of the major reasons because he always seems to 11-13. He was on fire. You know. So I mean, he's a good player, like you said, Jason. Too. He's been surrounded by garbage. So that's probably why he's not that good. Him and Pastrnak have been playing well together like that. And who's been on his wing? I'm trying to remember. God, can't remember who's on his wing. Backus is up. Well, Backus goes back and forth, it seems, between those two lines. Hello,
I'm still here.
Michael.
Michael.
Get off the internet, Mom. Michael's trying to use it.
So back to what you were saying, Joe.
Here we go. You know what? Mike needs to invest in a new computer.
Yeah, he does.
Mike's computer blues.
Yep, so what were you saying about Krejci? Keep going, we'll continue this.
No, Krejci, as the Bruins go in the playoffs, Krejci goes. And if he doesn't go well, they don't go well. I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, even more than Bergeron, if you think about it, Marchand. I mean, Krejci's been the guy. Because I think in the playoffs, they kind of clamped down on the top guys. And then, the guys were probably fringe guys right on the top echelon there, can get a little more space. But end of the day here is that these two games, Jason, as you know, are must-wins. Because they lose, these two teams are right on their heels. The Islanders and the Leafs. The Islanders and Tampa. Leafs are still winning right now, 3-2 with 4 minutes left. And the Islanders and Rangers is 0-0. So we hope we can get a little help here. It just sucks that it's the third year in a row we need help from everybody else.
That's courtesy of the Bruins choking these last two games.
No. And, we discussed, I don't think they choked. Like you said, they didn't play hard, fine and dandy. You don't get points for style, but they got to find a way to score. You got to score. I mean, Anderson.
Someone besides Pastrnak and Marchand have to do some of the scoring too.
But
I haven't seen Bergeron on the scoreboard in a while either.
Yeah, that's true. Anderson's good, but is he that good? Anderson?
Which Anderson are we talking about? There were two of them this week.
Oh, both of them. You're right. So both of them. The Scandinavian one, and I believe Craig Anderson's American, correct?
Correct.
Yes. So the American and the Scandinavian one, Jason. Like I said, I thought the Edmonton game was like kind of a blip on the radar, and then these last two losses get me panicking again. But I think they do need to win 6 out of the next 9. Hopefully, like that game against Washington won't mean anything for Washington. So and Chicago is pretty much set too. So hopefully those two games, they're not playing for anything pretty much. They're going to clinch probably the top spots in their conferences. So hopefully they can get a little ride on that. But these other games with Tampa and with even Dallas and Nashville, I think those guys want to.
Dallas is winnable. Tampa is winnable. The Islanders are winnable. There's 3 games that are winnable right there at the end of the month.
I don't think Nashville's in the playoffs right now, are they?
Nashville's winnable too if Pekka Rinne is not in that.
Yeah, they're not in the
playoffs. There's 4 games right there.
Right now. They're in the last spot, and they look like they're going to probably get in. So they're the last spot in the wild card in the West. So that won't be easy either because our buddy Subban will be coming to town, which he has our number. There's no doubt about that.
What I'm going to do is look up the last time we played the Predators.
The Preds, he was hurt. I think he was hurt the last time they played him.
No, I think Rinne was hurt the last time they played too because I could have sworn the Bruins beat the Predators.
Subban was hurt when they played the Preds in Nashville.
Oh, see, I'm sitting here talking about Pekka Rinne, the goaltender.
Well, yeah, he means a lot to them, as well. So is Jason just in the ether and we'll never find him? Mike, we'll never find him, or
he's restarting his computer. He'll come back, I think.
Does he restart by like restarting like an old Model T car where he cranks it up? Because I really think he is.
That's too funny if he is.
We have to when he gets on. We have to ask what computer he has because I'm pretty sure, as we mentioned before, that computer is probably older than me.
Speak of the devil,
Mike.
I'm gonna get him back on in a second.
Michael.
He's coming back on in a second. I gotta call him first, bud.
No, I know. I'm giving you a hard time. Don't bite me, Jason. We're gonna meet on Saturday.
I will bite you, and I'll fight you too.
No, fight me. Don't bite me. Wait a minute, Mike.
Hey.
Michael.
He's back.
Michael, we have to discuss something personal.
Okay.
What kind of computer do you have? What kind of computer do you have?
I don't know. My computer's from like a computer just to pass the time by for like my last year of college, and I just haven't upgraded it.
And how long you been out of college for? A couple years?
Yeah, 3 years now.
So we graduated the same year?
But maybe, yeah. I don't. But no, I think I need to we started a GoFundMe for Jimmy Hayes to get him off the team. I think we need to start a GoFundMe to get
for your computer. Yeah, I think so.
I think the GoFundMe for Mike's computer would help more.
Well, actually, to be honest, my mom was just had to use the phone, so that's probably why the computer logged off.
Meatloaf. Yes.
My dial-up wasn't working, so she needed to use the phone.
Windows 98. Mike, you have mail.
You've got mail.
Yeah, that's what happens when I log into my computer.
Welcome, you got me, Bob Haskell.
Got mail, yeah.
He has a 56K modem. Still picking up girls at ICQ. There he goes. These are great. I'm trying to think of, but Mike still has Lycos.
We digress.
You guys probably like what? You know what's funny is Mike's in his early 20s, right? You think all these kids are wired with all this technology? Bullshit. Mike's a throwback.
I'm not a throwback, no way.
Sorry, geek. Sorry with the SH.
I got the best of the best here.
But I'm back, though. I'm back. I don't know.
He still has to unplug the phone cord from the photo plug.
That's like early night. It was like before I was born.
This might be Joe's favorite segment of all time.
Now this is wait. Commodore 64. Here we go. That's the first computer I ever had. AOL. Oh god, this is great. You know what? I think we talk good Bruins stuff and all that, but I just think the ball busting we do is just A level.
We do the best for sure.
It's definitely great. It's definitely a lot of fun, but
it was funny before we started the show today. You know what I was thinking earlier? Wouldn't it be fun if we did a 2-hour show, us three, and then the three from the Black and Gold Hockey Podcast?
Oh, if we team up with them, I think I would need to buy a whole new computer for that.
It would be priceless.
This guy got. This guy
Mark, I know you listen to this. Definitely take this idea.
I'm laughing so hard.
Just so I have an iPhone 5 that's probably better than your computer. So if you want that,
I have the iPhone 7. It's probably better than your computer too.
The iPhone 5, right?
Wait, hold it. My son has a Fisher Price computer. I think.
I actually still have a BlackBerry.
I remember back when the Razor phones were popular.
The what phones?
The Razor phones, the very skinny flip phones, and that was all the rage back in the early 2000s.
So we should do to Mike's computer.
This guy goes, "Is Mike the dude? You're getting a Dell guy."
Oh my God, Mike! This is so. Mike, you know what you need to do? Like Blogapalooza, you need to bring that computer in because we're gonna take it and throw it in the harbor.
I might do that myself right now.
Oh God!
I live close enough.
Guys,
we are gonna rock Blogapalooza, just so you know.
If you want to send your donations to Mike, his email address.
Oh
my God! So while you were gone cranking up your computer.
We just went along and continued the crazy discussion while we were ahead.
We were talking about, the road ahead, basically, what they have to do, and hopefully that we talk about Chicago and Washington, hopefully we'll have things pretty much wrapped up in their conferences and they won't be playing their, A game and their top guys.
But the thing is, the Bruins, I feel like the Bruins will play Chicago well.
Yes, they do.
It's the Capitals that I'm worried about, but the Bruins don't have an easy schedule by any means coming down the stretch. So they're playing a lot of teams, like you said, that are battling with them or are in the playoffs pretty much. The only game that's pretty much is like the only easy game that Jason kind of said was the Dallas game because Dallas isn't really playing for much. But every other game, pretty much.
Somebody wrote in the chat. Mike died of dysentery.
Oh, you guys are just getting a real kick out of this, huh?
His name is Toby. His name is either Toby Target or Toby Target, but we'll see. This is my.
Sorry, Toby, we're not in the Oregon Trail at the moment.
Oh my god, I don't know whose face is more red, my face or my Deadpool shirt. I don't know.
I'm like the punchline of the joke right now. I don't like
Jesus, Mike, you're killing me.
Well, if your computer's not the punchline, Mike, you always be late to the punchline, so we're good there. You're just fun to pick on.
He has like a Mr. Wizard calculator. Jesus Christ. I get it. Oh, too bad I can't post pictures in the chat. Can I? I don't think so. Damn it. Mike,
Why? What are you going to post now? Hey, come on, lay it on me.
Wait, 1970s computer. Oh, yeah, I found my computer. Oh, yeah, too bad I can't. Can I share my screen with you guys? I think I can. Can I? Let's see, hold on. View. Hopefully you guys won't see the porn. Let's see. Where's the share screen? Where's the share the screen? Damn it. Is this it? No. God, Joe Gill versus technology. You guys talk amongst yourselves. I will do this.
Talk amongst ourselves?
Talk
While
amongst
you're
yourselves.
trying to search and trying to make me the butt end of the joke?
Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen? Oh, wait, hold it. Can you see it now?
Nope.
You guys can't see my screen?
Nope.
All right, Jason, you don't have to be mean about it.
No.
Oh, I know why. I know why.
So that means we can't listen to your jokes anymore.
Can you see it now?
Nope.
Can you hear me now? Good.
Mike,
now.
stop it. You just took that out of my head. I was going to say that too.
It's only showing me. It's only. Oh, God damn it. All right, you guys talk amongst yourselves.
All right, but no, the Bruins do have a lot of tough games coming up. It's including the next two that are pretty much playoff games as well. I mean, as you said earlier, Jason, they're 0-9 against. They're 0-2, against the Islanders. They have been doing pretty well against the Lightning, and they had a really bad game against obviously the Coyotes, as Joe said earlier. But I'm worried about this team. The Bruins need to win bad. Tomorrow's game is a must-win by all must-win accounts, and if they don't win that tomorrow's game, I'm going to be very, very worried.
You sound like Jim Rome. Tomorrow, must win. Bruins.
Must win. Jim Rome.
There you go. You guys have to see my screen now.
You bring back memories here. All the shows Jim Rome's been on for ESPN.
You see my screen now. You have to.
No, Joe, we don't see your screen.
No, you guys minimize the Skype. You'll see my screen.
I don't want to see your screen, all right? I don't want to see it.
Okay, I see your screen. I see it. This is priceless.
Oh, the computers? You see them? Okay.
I see it.
I forgot Mike can't do picture-in-picture because he has a 1992 computer.
Oh, this is priceless.
No, I can't.
Oh.
I'm going to screenshot it for everyone on Facebook.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna. Don't worry. All right, anyway, continue.
Are we doing predictions now? See how we've already digressed this entire show?
So awesome. Yeah, this has been one of the funniest shows by far. There's no doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind. All right, you want me to go through it? Let's go through it. All right, so Thursday night, we have Tampa. Then we have the Isles, and then who do we have after that? Let's see. We
have those two games. We got the Isles and the Lightning this weekend for the interview.
Oh, before Monday, correct. I see them actually
2-0.
2-0, me too. I'm putting some faith in the world right now. Oh, Mike. Oh,
Mike!
All right, guys. Mike's... Okay, best hashtag.
He's going to buy a new computer for next week.
Oh, God, dude, he's so cool.
So, Joe, I'm at 2-0. What are you at?
At 2-0, and Mike's computer isn't at 2.0.
I'm going to get Mike's predictions from Facebook and put it on for him.
Oh, my God, Mike's going to dial up. He's just Jimmy Hayes Wi-Fi. Oh, yeah, Toby Target. Wow, Toby Target. He must get the ladies. Oh, God, Brian. All right, everybody's thinking 2-0. I'm thinking 2-0, too. Black and white TV. God, so funny. This is one of the best shows of all time.
Oh, by far.
All right, so I'm going to do my Blogapalooza plug. Is that cool?
Yes, do your Blogapalooza, and we will finish up. And also, Mike has brought in his prediction, too, and we've got 2-0 from Mike.
Mike actually sent his prediction via telegraph. God, Mike, geez, he said. I think Mike just sent over a carrier pigeon with his prediction. Jesus Christ. Anyway, Blogapalooza is on Saturday this week. It's for bloggers, podcasters, the Boston sports teams, the Rebs, if you like the Rebs, what have you. You know, fans can come and meet me, Jason, and Mike, because we'll be the first time us
We can also meet almost everybody from CLNS Radio, because we're all going to be there.
CLNS Radio family will be there. Nuck Gelso, the Godfather, will be there. Fanatics will be there. I don't know if you guys, if you go to the Boston Sports Blogapalooza Facebook page, you'll see that I did a Facebook Live of the unveiling of some memorabilia that could be given away. Incredible. Unfortunately, no Bruins stuff, but we got James White, Isaiah Thomas, and David Ortiz. Incredible. David Ortiz, raffle tickets are only $1 for this incredible piece of memorabilia, so you can check that out too. Share a sale will be there. Also going to have Nick do a keynote telling you how he built his empire. So that's cool too. So you go find Google Boston Sports Blogapalooza.
And we have Jimmy Murphy coming in. We'll probably have Sarge Riley coming in. So.
Yep, Sarge will be there.
And that mystery girl that I'm bringing, I wonder who she is.
Nick Stevens will be there. If you guys know who Fitzy is, he'll be there. He's going to make a cameo, he said. And Jason State will be there. Hopefully it's not the same one Mike Riley's going out with, because that'll be weird. But anyway,
that's too funny. Kyle, you to make that reference.
So,
I'll keep in mind this girl that I'm bringing is just one of my friends, just for the record, guys.
She said he's just a friend. Oh, baby, you. So anyway, there'll be no Jimmy Hayes stuff. There'll be no worthless Jimmy Hayes stuff, because I think we'll have to pay people to actually take it from us. Anyway, that's on Saturday at the Causeway, crossing the Garden. If you guys like to join us, please do so. And Jason, you can find me on Big Bad Bruins 88. You can find Jason where?
At Jason Buckley 91 and at Mike said at 22. You can find us at. Yeah, true. You totally just threw me off track, Joe. Go ahead and finish.
Bro, that's right.
You can find us on iTunes at Boston Bruins Beat Podcast. You can find us on our CLNS Radio app. And you can find us on Stitcher. I will have this show up tonight. I can guarantee you guys that.
And you can find Mike at Best Buy.
Looking for a new computer.
So we want to thank you all for joining us. Let's go Bruins.
And we'll see most of you Saturday.
Hell
go
yeah.
Bruins.